Hi, this is Dan for Tech Digest and Shiny Shiny, and I'm here with the iPhone 3GS, the latest incarnation of Apple's favourite handset. First thing you'll notice about this phone is it's not a lot different from all the others we've seen so far, but there are a few little touches here and there that do make this significant. Most of all, on the inside, what we're looking at, instead of a 620 MHz processor, we've got an 833 MHz processor. Instead of 128 megabytes of RAM, we're looking at 256 megabytes of RAM. So all in all, what Apple say is that it's around 2 times faster than the old 3G phone. What you should know as well, interestingly enough, is the processor is actually underclocked. So it's only running at 600 megahertz. Presumably that's to keep the battery life nice and good, because the battery life on this will still last you pretty much a day of solid use, which is really what most smartphone manufacturers are aiming for these days. So you can use it to look at your video, you can really use high power functions, browsing, all sorts of things, GPS, and still expect to have it last until the end of the day. Apart from the very insides, probably one of the most important points about the 3GS is they've improved the camera in a way that a lot of people were crying out for. Before you were looking at just 2 megapixels, pretty bad camera all round. Now they've changed the whole operation. So what we've got on the back there looks pretty much the same thing, but it's altogether different. There's new glass. It's completely different as well on the inside too. So instead of 2 megapixels, you're looking at a 3 megapixel camera as well. It's also mechanical as well, so it's actually slightly better at doing its job too. If we take a look at it working here, they've also added quite a nice feature. You see, they've got autofocus as well, which they should have had all along. But also now you can auto expose and autofocus according to where you choose. So if I want to auto expose and focus here, then that's where it's up to. But if you want to do it on a black area here, then you notice the exposure on the white area changes quite a lot, becomes a lot brighter, and the black area is a lot easier to see. So you can get your photos exactly how you want them. Also, they've added video camera as well, which a lot of people were very keen to have on the iPhone. So you can take a little video here, got a bit of me, a little bit coming around of you guys there, or of Jack, and back around again, and we stop recording. Now you notice when you go to play back there we go, you can actually see on top there's a timeline, as you'd expect from most videos, and you can actually move that timeline so you can edit your clip as well, because if you're sending this to someone, you won't necessarily want to send the whole file, so you can make sure you're trimming it to your desire like that. There we go. And then beyond that, you can obviously send it on to people, MMS, which is one of the new functions they've added, of course, in the iPhone 3 software. Another important thing they've added to this phone is the compass, which is great. And as you can see, it's probably best if you look down on this. Then as we turn, it turns too. There we go. So if you see a lot of people spinning around on the spot, it's probably because they've got an iPhone 3GS in their hands. Now, it's not just a little toy, because you can obviously add it to Google Maps as well, using the 3G signal out here and the AGPS that it's got. And if you activate the compass, it tells you which direction you're looking in, with that little cone there, which actually I found incredibly useful. It does save you, about 30 seconds worth of time if you're trying to travel around and work out where you are. You don't spend that first 30 seconds going, okay, I'm on the corner of, Goodge Street and Charlotte Street, but which direction am I facing? And it does just sort of get you going in the right direction. You can actually follow it as well. It works really well. What I'm really looking forward to, I think, with the compass is when people start developing apps that really involve the compass as well. So hopefully we'll see some more uses of it fairly soon. Another little thing they've added as well, which seems like a software thing but is actually in the hardware, is the voice control. You press down on the button to get it activated, and you can either use it for your iTunes Music or you can just use it for calling people, and it works quite well. I tried quite a complicated name. For example, if I say Jenny Pants Stevenson, and it's not too bad, the voice activation. I mean, it hasn't been working every time. Outside, it's not always been great. And to be honest, by the time you pressed it down for a while, held the button and held the thing to your face anyway, is it so important? I mean, maybe if you're using the headphones, it's a bit of fun, but to be honest, I'd rather get the thing out in the first place. But there you go, it's there, the voice activation is there. Otherwise, mostly, really, it's the software that they've really developed in this, and that's probably a different review altogether. But just to give you a slight overview of some of that, one of the most important things that people have been crying out for is cut, copy, and paste. And the way it works is that you select a bit of text, put your finger on it, hold it down, you get the magnifying glass up. Then it gives you the option to select all or select a bit. You can start moving the blue points around till you've got what you want. Then you hit copy. And let's move to another note. And you can hold down on that bit there. Gives you a paste option. And there you go, it's in there. So that's copy and paste. Interestingly, cut doesn't seem to be too much of an option. But the good thing is it will copy all sorts of bits, HTML included as well. So if you want to put links across, that works too. And it keeps all the formatting as well. The other thing of slight interest, I suppose, about the new version of this phone is the screen is an oleophobic screen. So it's slightly resistant to oil. So it's a bit more smudge friendly, or smudge enemy, if you like. It's still, though, the same 3.5-inch screen. It gives you the 3:2 aspect ratio, produces around 242,000 different colours, so if you can count them all, congratulations. But it's pretty much the same beast you're looking at. So, you know, there's some really nice critical changes here. The question is it worth the money? Well, what you're looking at contract-wise, an 18-month contract, most people will be going for around 600 minutes and 500 texts, and that is £35 a month. If you want to go for the 32GB phone, that's going to cost you £275 to begin with. Not cheap. If you want to go for the 16GB phone, it's £185. Still not cheap. If you really want to stretch it and go for a 24-month contract, you can knock off £100 on each of those phones. But still, that's a lot of money, especially when you're paying £35 a month as well. And especially considering you can get its competitors for free on a similar outlay each month on an 18-month contract. So the question is this phone worth the extra £185 or £275? And it's really close. I mean, if you've got an iPhone 3G, I'd say just download the iPhone software, the new stuff, and don't worry about it, wait for your contract to run out. You know, if you're going to renew one of the original iPhones, then maybe you might want to upgrade to this. If you've never had an iPhone and you're interested, then I'd say, yeah, probably go for it, because you'll enjoy it. I'd say, you know, it's a really good phone. It's a luxury item. Is it worth the extra money you're spending? On a scale, not necessarily. But is it worth the pleasure of it? Probably. So that's probably quite a lot to pick through, really. Should you buy this phone? If you can afford it, buy it. If you can't, you'd be happy enough with something else, I'd say. But otherwise, you know, it's a nice handset. My only real worry about it is you'd invest in it now, and then a year into your contract, they really will come up with something significantly different, Apple. Who knows what that would be, but that's always the danger at the back of your mind. But I guess that's the problem with tech. You've got to get in sometime.